Hello and welcome back to Songs of Six. Welcome back, brothers and potential sisters, if there are any of you who are female. Welcome back to Songs of Six. It's been a couple days. I've been working in the background. I don't know why it's so frequent to autosave. I think I may have adjusted that in the settings. But I've done a lot of stuff here. We have a lot to go over. I think the best thing to go over here is our Talapi Scouts. The Talapi Scouts regiment here is potentially one of my best units in the world. Here we have 45 Talapi Scouts. They're at 100% archery training and 91% experience. These guys will tear up an army, but they're not designed to fight armies that aren't rebels. They're designed to fight rebels, specifically because rebels don't have any archery or anything range. I'm looking over here. I thought there was a free spot. I always look up here to make sure there's no free territories. If any of these regions were to collapse, I would quickly grab some of their regions. And I need to start actually expanding my embassies so that I can actually get people to collapse via that way. Assassinations and such. So, what have I done though? What have I done? I guess I should start with the beginning, the start here. This is the thing that I wanted to get done the most because it was something that had been drawing on me for a while now, and it's quite challenging to get up a military setup like this. I was talking to somebody in the Discord very briefly who was asking like how they could send their 1,200 guys into the real world and as an army. And I told them that that's not really worth it. That is very difficult to do, and you're more than likely going to run out of resources like your rations and clothes before they even get a chance to all make it there. And then they'll all rapidly leave the army, leaving you with a crippling shortage of labor, which really stinks. You don't want that to happen at all. Also, let me make sure that the music here, when my I accidentally clicked restart our factory reset on my Steam or my 6 settings when I was checking for something, and yeah, god dang it, I couldn't remember what my music volume is at because this game notoriously has some very loud music. Regardless, let's start with what we've got here. We've got our training grounds, 2, which are 276 a pop here. And we've got currently training 400 people, 300 of which are these Garthimes. We have our breeding actually working. I figured that out. The problem was that when I started my first or second episode, I was talking about keeping the populations down, and I set them at a very low rate so that when I went to build new ones, I didn't realize that I had that set, and I had thought it was on base. I had to adjust that, and I'll go over those procreation centers in a little bit because we have a lot to go over. This is going to be one of those longer episodes that everyone's been asking for. A lot of people always seem to ask for longer episodes, and I apologize for not giving you those. I just don't want to flood the YouTube sphere with these long, drawn-out videos, because sometimes you don't have anything to say when you're making a video like this behind the scenes until you get to this point where you're actually ready to go. So we built this beautiful plaza here. I haven't upgraded anything or put anything else in there except for these stages, fight pits, a shrine, etc. And I've got some wells over here. I probably will put some wells in here as they're walking by this a lot. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that right now so that I remember. Oops, wrong thing. So that when they are walking past here, they can just grab a quick clean up, you know, and then we'll also maybe put a hearth or something in here. I don't know if I necessarily want it to go like that, but yeah, I think it'll look fine over here because there's at least roads on either side of it. So each of these rows of houses is 100 plus the additional, so it's 18, is 180 total spots for each race. So the front is Dondarians. Middle, we have the humans and Kratonians because these guys are all friendly. We kind of separated the Dondarians from the Garthimes and Salapi by having the humans and the Kratonians in between them. And then we have the Amevians here in the back. Can't really get away with the fact that they don't like anybody. They're going to be unhappy regardless, but that's fine. We are currently producing more of them. We have the breeding going for them as well, so I have to expand the Amevians. They are actually very great troops, and some of the battles I've gotten into, because my army and my riches weren't matching up again, they were like the linchpin. They actually held the point where I needed them to, while my bowmen blow the shit out of them. So the Talapi bowmen are probably some of the best troops that we have, and matter of fact, we should create another group of Talapi bowmen. A lot of our colleagues or neighbors here really want to become our neighbors, and to be honest, I don't want, or colleagues, sorry, and I don't want them to be. I don't really want them to be my colleagues because I plan to capture them and kill them and then own them forever. So that doesn't work in my plan there. Let's get these 2 new groups of 100 each so that all 400, or at least most of our Talapis, are trained up. We'll speed that time up a little bit. So we built this fortress here, and it's got little walls around it so that in case we need to, we can jump up on these walls and defend. Ideally, I'll never do that, but it's just for the sake of having the aesthetic. Then we have our market. We have some hearths here, and then the main food stall for this area is right here. Services for this area are pretty good. You can see this area is still low, and like I said, I have to adjust the Amevians. They're the next ones on the list. The Kryptonians, the Telapis, all these guys got their glow up. And we also built the extension to the warehouse. I don't think I had this last time, and this, I went and extended it. We built these export depots along the way. I decorated the walls. I put the extension to the wall all the way around. So this is all enclosed. We put 2 new bakers in here. I'm pretty sure I didn't have these either in the last one. So we have these nice new bakers helping produce tons of bread, and they store this up. That gets plopped into this little transport, and these transporters bring that to the bread basket downtown. We have a little lavatory right here for them to access, and a barber, so that they can get a little haircut or go to the bathroom after they go to work. And you can see we finally did that. Let's get that upgraded. It's like a lot of our hearths are getting a little bit over encumbered by the amount of services that people are using from them, but that's okay. That's okay because everyone's happy. The population's growing. Nothing's amiss, and we've got 5.3k, which is amazing. So we've got a market here and a food stall to supplement this area. It's a mishmash. Most of them are humans, but there are some Kryptonians and also Telepi kind of mixed in here. We've got them all just jumbled in because I needed some space over here. I have very few who are homeless, minus these 105 Garthimi, who apparently they're just being birthed at such a fast rate. I looked over and I thought I had 500, and then all of a sudden I had 900. So they are extremely fast at reproducing, which is great because we're training them up to be extremely fast and effective shock troopers. Up to 60% melee training. They are going to be the guys that hit the back line and just crush them and scare them to pieces. So nothing has changed in here. Most of everything that had been in here it's still the same. I did build this wall all the way down, and I connected it up. So we've got this half of the city. We've got a little janitor, warehouse, and some housing for all the people who work over here. Some services, light services. And this is just to keep the roads fixed so that when these transports and these other guys come along, they get to actually come along a nice road. And I may actually upgrade that to cut stone because when I get to it, Iron Mountain is also making stone. So it's kind of like an iron stone mountain. But primarily it's Iron Mountain because I've got a huge ass refinery there, and I'm going to show you guys in a minute. I'm pretty sure this is completed. The last episode I had a archery zone here, but I adjusted it and made a lavatory because I felt like I needed more access to bathrooms. And what I typically do is I go and I look at the services. So I go to all, and then I click services, and I'll see what's lowest. If it's something I can really easily quickly deal with, like physicians, lavatories, markets, massage parlors, things like that, I'll build more of them, and wells too. But ideally, things like taverns are really, really challenging for me right now because what I'm doing is, this is the way this is going. And it's so broken because I don't know what anybody who's actually succeeded in producing enough alcohol to keep a population happy. Assuming that we need 1 alcohol or 1 piva per person, I am currently importing to keep a stock of 790, so we're gonna actually put that up to 2,400. They're expensive. They're like 81 a pop. We're selling all of this stuff. We're selling everything in excess. Anything over 80% it gets sold. But because I keep building new export or warehouse buildings, the amount goes up. So overall, they aren't always selling stuff, but still, we're making good money. With that being said, I still can't keep up with the amount of alcohol necessary to keep a surplus and also the taverns running. I don't know. We also have the brewer over here, which I did plop up to. He should be at 11 here because these are like the primary jobs I need done. So like pottery, and this guy will be at 11. I honestly don't know. We're still missing a lot of Dundarians, but the problem is just insane to me that the brews can't keep up with the amount of people we have. So it's saying we're creating like 500. I'm hoping that when I come back and I look, because I did notice after a while I've been running out of Dondarians. I've pressed the number of Dondarians, so I have to keep growing my Dondarian population in order to keep these businesses open. You can see the carpenter is insufficient workers because there's simply just not enough going around my city for that. So that's something to work on. See the bread basket, we've got 66,000 bread, as well as tons of other resources coming in. We've got some new regions that I captured. And now the best piece, the most difficult part that took me so long to do. We went and we built the admin building extension. I built the library, and I built the restaurant. And what I did was I replaced those buildings in here with a nice big bathhouse, a huge barber, and a nice lavatory, as well as a tavern and some storage for alcohol right here. There's actually a delivery man. Wait, never mind. There's supposed to be a delivery man, but I guess not. I probably still have been busy doing other things. He's supposed to be delivering stuff via the transport straight to this little building here, and then the tavern can access that via there. Obviously that's not happening right now, but that's the goal for the future. So with that all moved, I was able to get these a little bit more expanded. Obviously this library is much bigger than the old library. We have this admin building, and then I have this library here attached to the back just for kind of decoration. I'll probably turn this into something like an embassy and maybe expand. We need more libraries, we need more laboratories. Constantly going to need more and more services. All of this stuff is just keep growing, keep growing. And I have seen some people, like I said in the past, say that this game is easily beaten once you capture one region. I promise you, with V.67, Jake has been working so hard to make that a not true statement that you should try it. It's ridiculous, like what's going on in this. We've got so many large regions around me, and I could technically rush and buy the mercs and send them and destroy them like I always plan on doing, but it feels kind of unrewarding to do that. So like what I've been doing is sending my little troops out here. So like this guy here, Slavwa or whatever, they're looking like they're on the chopping block. So when I get the chance, I'm gonna actually probably instigate them into battle and see if I can't get them to send their troops at me in an open area, because I don't want to fight them with my archers in a wooded area. They're not as useful. But if I could drag them into this area over here, or maybe Oslo, I'll frick them up, you know. I will shoot them to pieces. I took out at least 160 with my 45 guys in less than 20 seconds with this full speed like this. So they're very effective troops. You can see we have a huge food stall over here. This is for access to all of the laboratory workers, all of the admin workers, all of the library, etc. And the restaurant services the rest who don't get access to that. Obviously you can see this one. Probably going to need an upgrade soon because it's got the lowest of the services. And then we've got our little janitor here. We've got a fight pit, a bunch of different wells. I'm going to upgrade them all too while I'm sitting here. Another reason why I didn't before is because I was saving my machinery so that I could upgrade this. This is what I've been waiting to show you. This is the metal smelter. And obviously you saw it when I scrolled through, but still, this is the metal smelter. This has 240 metal smeltering boys in here, and they've got a warehouse right across the way filled to the brim with ore. As a matter of fact, I want to actually dig out a little bit of a hole there so that they can access it quicker. Straight there. So they pull their ore and their coal straight, and they bring it across the street, and they put it in the metal smelter, and then they fill this up here. And this is a new design or a new idea I went for. Specific warehouses. So this warehouse is specifically for the resources that are going inside this, and this warehouse is for specifically all of the resources, iron or metal rather, that are being created by it. That way I can literally have 100,000 iron and never look back at metal ever again. You can see we've got 12,000 here, and the other one we probably got 30,000. So we're doing really good there. We have some space for the Garthimes to live over here. They're mostly the transporters and the warehouse workers that kind of assist the Dondarians. And then we have our mason. The mason here. We've got room for a lot of guys, but the other one's full. And obviously, like I said, I am short on the the laborers when it comes to Dondarians. So we just got 30 right now, but eventually this will be filled up, and this whole area will be filled with Dondarians living in these houses. And we've got a storage house, like I said, 96,000 just for stone, and then we have 36,000 just for the cut stone. This isn't going to be the primary warehouse for it. It's just going to be one of the warehouses, because cut stone I'd like to have just as much, probably 100,000 stored away. And that seems excessive, but that's just the way I like to play with it. I like to have those resources excessively stored away. And pottery is one of those ones that I'm actually going to go and put a secondary warehouse out here for. And there's just going to be a straight pottery warehouse. Just tons and tons of pottery, because I want to keep that stored up. We built some houses over here, and these are just for the Talapi and the Cretonians. And then I had also placed in retirement. That's something that I forgot to mention. Retirement. The retirees, there is some retirement homes here for the Emevians, but it's kind of mixed. Whoever retires gets to be here. And we also have our human babies being born. Look at all the babies coming out. Now that I know that the babies work too, I'm also probably going to build a school. We're going to expand this region out. We have a lot of space to work with, so I'm going to start expanding here, putting in better access to services, putting in more nurseries for the humans, and we also have our asylums here, so that all of our crazies, we have tons and tons of crazy people. I think each one fits 10, so that's 60 crazies, and then plus 3, so 63 total insanos in my city. It's a lot. It's a lot of crazy people. But we do have 5,000, so that's pretty fair. We also have these 2 little rest homes. I think that's it. Yeah, we only have these 3, but you can see that there's space for 84 retired, and there are 84 retired people in there. So if I go to occupation, we've got 5% retirement. Sucks. It really does, but it's fine, because it gives them a little bit of a boost, makes them happy, give them something to work towards. But not everyone gets to retire. Not everyone. And the last but not least, I'm looking for it. Here it is. The Talapi, 2 Talapi nurseries and the 2 Cretonian nurseries. These little guys here are producing tons and tons of Cretonians and Talapis. But like I mentioned, we're going to need more and more, so we're going to have to expand that out this way. And we're going to turn this region into Talapi Cretonian breeding zone, as well as finish off this part of the fort. This is going to be the archery zone, so there'll be a lot of Talapis able to live in here, and whoever else, Cretonians, etc. But man, this is the best city I've ever made. This is the most bombastic, the most beautiful, one of the best I've ever done, and I still have so much to do. There's a lot of decorations, there's a lot of little spots I have to fill in. You can see little spots like right here. I gotta put an item. I probably will put like statues or pillars throughout. I always do it like this. If it's a Cretonian area or a Talapi area, I often will fill it with the whatchamacallits, things like pillars. And if it's Dondarian or human or Mevian, I give them more of the statues, because I feel like they like that more. Doesn't really matter. They prefer both. They actually want to see both, but that's just how I'm doing it, in case you guys are wondering. Regardless, I appreciate y'all for watching. It's going to be going a little past episode 10. I know it's crazy for the Fiend to actually pass episode 10, but this should be episode 10 coming up, and we've got a few more coming along until V.67 is released. Cannot wait. I think earlier I even said that this was V.67. We are on V.66 still. I'm living in the future. I'm excited for V.67. There's so much stuff that is coming with it that it's just going to make this game even more amazing. And it's bedazzling to know that I'm actually a part of this early onset of whatever you want to call us, 6 YouTubers. Because, man, oh man, 6 is going to be one of the best games that's ever. It is one of the best video games ever. But when it's finished at V6, or V1, the final build, this game is just gonna blow people's socks off if it already hasn't. Man, oh man, because I have had so much fun just coming in and you know, building and putting my mind to a specific task. And then you get a little bit bogged down, and you go watch a show or you do something else, and you come back to it, you get a whole fresh perspective, and you just go ham. And in 25 minutes or 30 minutes, you can really do a number on your city. You can get it pretty big. Like, if you look at that, we've really covered a lot of this screen like I wanted to. I wanted to cover pretty much the whole thing, and we're almost there. So all we have to do is extend this over. I think I want to connect this up like here. Matter of fact, I'll design it now in the planning so that I can remember for the next one. But I'm gonna have something like this go down here so that we know all of this belongs to us. Everything the light touches belongs to the fiend, and only the fiend. God dang it. Come on, let me get that. There we go. So we put that there, and we know that that's got to be built. I'll take this wall out in the next one. Matter of fact, I can set that actually now, because it's all decorative anyways. If I did actually use it, it would probably be at the end of the series, just as a fun little can I survive with my wall city kind of gag. But anyways, that is it. It's freaking brutally hot out recently, so make sure you guys are drinking water and taking care of yourself. And with that being said, I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.